stohti. So this is the way they done it years ago. When I was growing up, they'd butcher them hogs. They'd scrape them. They'd scrape the fish, and then they'd gut them. And they didn't waste nothing. They used everything. It's a process that it's not done anymore. But this is something that that people need to know or need to see how it was done a long time ago. And so that's what they're doing today. And then they're gonna cook that hog later on. It's cooking right now, and they're gonna feed. That ain't nothing like a fresh hog meat.
How many people usually involved in the process?
Well, it depends on the size of your family. The more the merrier. You know, it's camaraderie. It's just getting together and learning something, doing something. At the end of the day, that's something that you don't see in our communities or anywhere anymore. I mean, because we rely on going to the grocery store. We rely on what we can get from the government, commodities or whatever it is. But as far as this right here, it's something that's being lost, something that's no longer around anymore. And a few years ago, if you don't remember, during the COVID era, that there was, everybody was scrambling. And for our tribes, our people, our Indian people, it's a bad deal because you got to rely to work. You can't work, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money, you ain't got no food. So, just something that's just fading away.
Well, it looked like everybody got together today and helped out. All right, we are here at the UKB grounds. Could you tell me what's going on behind this and how all this came about?
So we were contacted at Keetoowah Behavioral Health to kick off Native American Heritage Month on a food sovereignty program. So this morning at 5, they had butchered and processed 2 hogs. We had a good turnout with some community members, some people who wanted to learn. And that's something that we need to really do is learn our traditional community activities. So on our end for Keetoowah Behavioral Health, we was asked to do community activities. So those activities started at 10 a.m. and we had a painting activity with a tradition keeper named Lena Deer. And I believe they made a Native woman in a shawl or a ribbon skirt. And I seen a good turnout with the elders doing that part. And then recently at about noon, we had all our food ready. So there was, of course, the processing of the hog, and then they fried it up to have it all ready by noon. And then some of our elder committee made some beans and fry bread, and other community members donated chicken and dumplings, beans, and fry bread for a well-rounded traditional meal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our community gatherings, especially growing up, I remember us getting together, having a big meal with that menu. We started a fire. I always smelled fire in the background and sat by that. Right now, we're going to start our cakewalk and bingo activity. And then we also have some of our youth already practicing stickball.
Okay.
So I'll take the kids up the hill to play a pole game, one of our traditional activities. That way the adults can enjoy fellowship.
Okay. A lot of questions probably gonna come about. It says traditional, and since they say hogs not traditional, what is traditional? As in just keeping something going, that's been done time and time again.
Yeah, so over time, we've had to create new traditions because of survival. While hog might not be from here, we've had to adapt. And through that survivance, resistance through survival, um, we've learned to raise hogs and then process them. And again, this is something that happens in our church communities, our ceremonial communities, and just communities that want to get together. So one of the things I really loved was having some of our tradition keepers show up to help guide through the process of butchering and cooking the hog meat. So activities continue throughout time, eventually becomes tradition. And if we're able to focus on the good that's in our community and maintain those traditions, we can maintain our sovereignty in a good way.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm glad all this is happening. It's good to see. Especially on Indigenous Month. And so we'll hand it back over to Chris and see.